One of my favorite things to smoke and eat during the holidays is definitely ham. Nothing beats a double smoked ham that's been glazed in my special honey bourbon glaze with a little special kick. Stay tuned and I'll be sharing with you all my secrets how to smoke that ham, and we're going to be doing it on my Kamado Joe. Hello and welcome to Grillin' and Chillin' with Coleman. And unless the real Coleman is still inside watching National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, I'm Coleman. My mission is to help grilling and barbecue enthusiasts become the backyard grill master they've always wanted to be. I mentioned in my last video that the two most popular meats to grill around the holiday are spiral sliced ham and prime rib. If you're grilling that prime rib, I'll put a link to a video right up here that might help. But today, I'm going to be walking you through my steps to double smoking a spiral sliced ham. Let's get to grilling. So here's the star of the show, a pre-cooked smoked spiral sliced ham. This ham weighs in right at about 9 pounds. I picked it up at the local grocery store, and like I said, it's already pre-cooked. So we could just slice into this thing and make sandwiches out of it. But we're not going to do that. We're going to kick it up a little bit and we're going to smoke it again. This ham came in a cryo pack and I've already taken that off. It also came with a little glaze mix here. Let's see what's in this. Now the first three ingredients sound pretty good. Sugar, brown sugar, and dried honey. Now it gets a little sketchy. Maltodextrin, spice, and silicone dioxide. No thank you. I think I'd probably use that stuff to patch my roof. We're gonna be making our own glaze a little bit later. Now there's very little you need to do to this ham to get it ready for the grill, is add a little flavor to the outside. The first thing we need to do is add a binder to this ham to really help that rub stick, and my preference has always been mustard. But you can really use anything you like olive oil or avocado oil, and we're just gonna add a nice even coating to the entire surface. So put it on, and then get a nice even coating, getting into all the grooves. Doesn't need to be real thick. We're just gonna add a nice light coating. You get this flipped over. You wanna make sure you get the bottom as well, because we definitely want some seasoning on that first layer. I think that's good. Then we'll add a little of my favorite rub for pork. Now this is the Meat Church Honey Bacon Barbecue, and I really like this stuff on ribs and pulled pork. It adds a nice sweet savory flavor, and I'll put a link below so you can pick some of this up. Now we're just gonna add a nice liberal coating to the entire outside of the ham, making sure everything gets covered. And honestly, you really can't use too much of this. I think that's a nice coating there. Okay, we're gonna let this ham sit and warm up for a little bit while we get the grill ready. As a reminder, this ham is already pre-cooked, so all we need to do is warm it up. I like to get my Kamado Joe up to about 225 to 250, and we're gonna be using indirect heat. So I'll have the heat deflectors in, but I'll have them in the highest position. I'm also gonna use my CyberQ cloud to monitor the temperature of the grill, as well as the temperature of the ham. For smoke wood today, we're gonna be using hickory. I just think hickory pairs up really nice with the glaze that we're going to be adding to the ham later. When they smoked this ham the first time, they probably used a little bit of hickory, but not really enough to give it a good smoky flavor. Place 2 chunks directly on the coals once it heats up, and let it smoke for about 10 minutes before you put the ham on. Here's a little hint. You can actually heat up this ham in a conventional oven at 350 degrees, and it should take about 15 or 20 minutes per pound. But you're not going to get any of that amazing smoke flavor that we really love. To smoke this ham on the Kamado Joe, I like to place it on a wire rack to make it easier to move around. Then place the rack in a pan, and that'll help keep your grill a lot cleaner. Then I place the pan on the top rack of my grill. I already put a temperature probe on the grill grates, and I'm also placing one in the ham itself. Just make sure you don't hit the bone when you put it in. We're going to take this ham to an internal temperature of 120 degrees for now, and then we're going to glaze it. You really don't want to glaze it here at the beginning because the sugar in the glaze will just burn and scorch. Also, about every hour, I'm going to spritz it with a mixture of 50% water and 50% apple cider vinegar, and this will help keep the outside really moist. Let's close up this Kamado Joe and let it soak up some of that hickory love. I'm also going to track the total time and let you know how long it took at the end. Our ham has been on for about an hour, so let's go ahead and check on it and give it a spritz. Yeah, starting to take on some nice color from all that smoke. Looks like it's starting to dry out a little bit on the surface, so we're going to start spritzing it a little bit. Now, not too much. We don't want to mess up that crust, just enough to make it shine. I'm going to continue to spritz this every hour, and I'll check back with you when we get a little closer to time to glaze it. Our ham has hit 110 degrees, so we're getting close. When it gets to 120 is when we want to glaze it. But before we do, if you're enjoying this video and you're getting some value out of it, click that red subscribe button down below, and also click that thumbs up. It really helps other people find my videos. I get a lot of questions about my recipes. If you're watching this on your phone, look in the lower right corner underneath this video. Next to the title, you're going to see an arrow down button. If you'll click on that, it'll show you all the recipes for this cook. If you're watching on your desktop, look for the Show More button. That's going to be under my title name and my logo. Now let's get back to the glaze. This is a very simple glaze, and it's going to add an amazing flavor to your ham. To a saucepan, you need to add 1/2 cup of local honey, 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, 1 tablespoon of brown sugar, and 2 tablespoons of your favorite bourbon. Don't worry about the alcohol, it'll cook out and leave an awesome bourbon flavor. And lastly, I add 1/2 teaspoon of my chipotle powder for a little kick. I make the chipotle powder in the GNC kitchen from fresh jalapenos from my garden. Now the chipotle powder is not a must, but it does add a nice additional flavor. Mix it all together well, then heat it up over low heat until the honey and brown sugar dissolve, then remove it from the heat. We've now hit an internal temperature of 120 degrees on the ham, so it's now time to get its first glaze. I've been keeping track of the time, and it's been on for a total of about 3 hours. Man, look at that color. That hickory smoke has added a nice smoke kiss to this ham. To glaze it, you just want to add a nice even coating to the entire ham. Brush it on a little at a time, letting it soak into the spiral cuts that have started to open up. We waited to add this glaze till the end. As I said before, the sugar in it would burn if we did it at the beginning. Now let's close the lid and let it finish smoking. We're now looking for a finished internal temperature of 140 degrees, but I'm going to go ahead and glaze it again when we get to 130, just to make sure it gets a nice glaze. So we'll see you back when we hit 140. We're right at our target temperature of 140 degrees, so let's go ahead and take a look at it. Oh man, now that is a gorgeous ham. I'm going to give it one more coating of glaze, and then I'm going to give it a nice broil. Give it a nice coating one last time. Now, I don't have a broil setting on my Kamado Joe, so this is how we're going to with fire. You just want to give it a little heat to help caramelize that glaze. If you're doing this in your house oven, take the ham out of the oven, turn your oven on broil, and put the ham back in for 4 to 5 minutes. I always like to double check the temperature on my instant read thermometer, so let's see what it's showing. Perfect, we're right at 140 degrees, so let's go ahead and get it off the heat to rest. Once we pull it off the heat, tin it loosely with foil and let it rest for about 10 minutes. While it rests, let's review what we did. First, we removed the packaging and covered our ham with some Meat Church honey bacon barbecue rub. Then we got our grill ready and added some hickory wood for some amazing smoke flavor. Next, we put our ham on the heat and spritzed it every hour with some water and apple juice. We then made up our glaze, and when our ham hit 120 degrees, we added it to the outside. And lastly, when it hit 140 degrees, we seared the outside and pulled it off to rest. Are you ready for this? Let's take a look at it. Wow. Holy hickory smoke, Batman. Now that is a good looking ham. If this double smoked ham doesn't scream Christmas, I don't know what does. That torch really helped this glaze caramelize, and I can't wait to cut into it. I'm gonna take a hunk right here on the side. That is just perfect. Got a nice smoke ring around the outside edge. It browned up and caramelized so nice. Oh, let's open those spirals up. Oh, that is perfect. You see that glaze just really penetrated all the way to the inside of that ham. That piece right there has my name on it. Let's take a bite. Man. Holy cow, that's good. That bourbon has added an amazing flavor. And that chipotle that we added to the glaze gave it a nice little kick. That is just a perfect ham. If you're looking for a holiday meal with a huge flavor impact, this ham is definitely the way to go. By the way, we just got in a batch of our Grillin' and Chillin' stickers, and I'd love for you all to have one. Just go to my website and send me your shipping address, and I'll send one out to you, and I'll even pay for the shipping. Don't forget to join our Grillin' and Chillin' community on Facebook and Instagram, and I put the links down below. Leave me a comment below what you'd like to see in some upcoming videos. I want to continue to make videos that truly help you become the backyard grill master you've always wanted to be. Thank you again for joining me in the GNC kitchen. If you like this video, here's a few more you might like. Also, please subscribe here and click that like button below. And don't forget to ring the bell. It'll let you know when I've got some new videos coming out. I always enjoy spending time with you in the GNC kitchen and sharing my recipes. Now y'all go grill something.